So I went to the library board meeting. Like I said, I was going to. Learned a couple interesting things. One of the things I learned is it's not half of the budget that's being cut. It is actually it's roughly $11,000. It's roughly it was $54,000 last year, and this year they're being allotted $43,000 is the way I understand it. They've already made their budget proposal. The library has, and the village approved 43,000. From what I understand. I propose we take some money from other parts of the community, like the fire department or the police department or whatever, to help fund the library. I also propose that the village just, like annex or absorb the library and operate it, but apparently, according to Title 43, which is in the state statutes, that's not possible, even though they're organs of the same, place or entity. The village can't oversee the library, apparently. They do, however, have a trustee from the village board on the library board. Let's see what else happened. I also found out that there's a lot of miscommunication, or sometimes just lack of communication going on. So things aren't being ironed out. People are just making complaints about it to other people they know or within the community, and things are kind of getting lost, in translation or whatever. And due to people's fears of losing a valuable community resource, things kind of got a little spun out of hand there. Yeah, so there's been a couple board members from the library that missed meetings, for whatever reason. They didn't really state the reason, I don't believe. One of them was having medical issues. That's understandable. Family issues as well, also understandable. There was something brought up about the surplus or money that had been left over that had been sent back to the general fund from the library to the village board, that after the village board approved the budgets or whatever was not returned back to the library. To the village board's president's credit, he did say he's unaware of that, but he's going to look into it. So we'll make sure we keep an eye on that if he looks into that. And the library needs help. So they did approve, I believe, from what I was told, they approved pay raises for the part-time employees that work at the library, which is great. We can get that rolling and get more people in there and help. Long story short, what it sounds like is there's not enough support for the library from the people in the community who are utilizing the library. And I guess at the end of the day, it was good that it was brought to attention on Facebook and people were made, took notice of it or had, made to take notice of it, but nobody showed up, and it was me, a few people who weren't on the board, the village board member or the village board president, I'm sorry, who I think is the trustee on the library board from the village. And that's it. So there was a lot of people voicing their opinion. There was a lot of people that were upset about the issue, but nobody showed up to actually talk about the issue or hear what the board had to say about the issue or issues that they may have had. So I guess it starts with that. Like, we have to be more involved. We can't just sit on the sidelines and just talk about the situation. We actually got to get in there, sit down and talk with the people and hear what they have to say, who are running these institutions like the library or the village board or whatever. And moving forward, we as a community should do a little bit better with that, and a little bit less just pushing hot button issues, talking on the internet, and just yelling about shit back and forth. Because nothing will get changed if we don't get together and talk about what needs to get changed. And I guess that's what is the most important takeaway. So yeah, their budget wasn't cut in half. It just wasn't completely approved. They are short on some money, but it's not as bad as it sounded. So